Silly straws are not just for kids, they're for adults who don't want to be adults. So I've been making cold brew coffee with the AeroPress now for a while. It's tremendous, and with the weather the way it is right now, hot coffee in the morning is great, but I'm totally iced coffee for the rest of the day now. So I'm very excited because I just got 2 things in the mail today, which I'm very excited about. The first thing is this, which I've needed. Apparently during the last video that I was editing, I found out that the cable that is attached to my microphone on this camera may have gone bad, so there was a lot of like crackling I had to cut out. I think I did okay, but if you noticed it, I'm sorry. I'm gonna replace it with this one, and if this doesn't work, then I have to get a new microphone, which I've only had this one a year, so I hope it's not broken. But let's see what happens. Hopefully while I'm editing this video, there's no crackling. It also wasn't getting stereo input, it was only taking input from the left, not the right. I think the right side is what was crackling. So one of the rings along the cable, I think, was a little messed up. The other thing that I got in the mail today, which I'm so excited for, I can't find this movie online streaming, the old Super Mario Brothers with Bob Hoskins and John Leguizamo. It is such a bad, amazing movie. I can't wait to watch it again. I'm very excited, but I've been looking for something streaming and there's just nothing out there. So I ended up ordering it. I think it was $4 on Amazon. What a great movie. If you remember this as a kid, I think McDonald's had the Mario Brothers toys that were so goofy. I couldn't wait to get them. And then you go into like Kmart or Bradley's or Ames and go to the toy section, and they had all those weird Super Mario movie toys. It was so goofy. I'm excited because there's the new animated Super Mario Brothers coming out soon. If I'm not mistaken, Chris Pratt is playing Mario. Chris Pratt is playing Mario. That's hard to say. Chris Pratt is playing Mario, which is a very exciting thing. I can't wait to see it. It's the middle of June, and this is our first time living in Florida in June. Last year we moved here late July. I keep thinking we moved last year in June, but we didn't. We moved in late July. We had an Airbnb for a week, and then we moved into that apartment that we won't talk about. But the weather was warm. It was definitely hot, but it was like late July into August. I knew it was gonna be hot, not a big deal. We are in the beginning of June to middle of June right now. It's 100 degrees every day almost. I think today is supposed to be 98. When I woke up this morning, it was in like the mid 70s or something like that. It's crazy. I can't believe how absolutely unbelievably hot it is outside. Compared to where we used to live in New England, it's 67 degrees right now, and the high is 76, which is like a perfect and beautiful day. I miss that weather, but the trade-off is the summers kind of suck here and the winters are beautiful and perfect, and we never have to see snow ever again. The more that I tell people that we moved here from Massachusetts, like sometimes I'll be on meetings at work and people will say, "Oh, how is it living in Florida?" And I'm like, "It's wonderful. It's 100 degrees today. It's great." And people are baffled at that. Like, to be excited about living in 100 degree weather is confusing to people. But that's the trade-off that we made when we decided to move from different seasons, 4 different, very different seasons. Rain in spring and cool, summer, pretty warm, fall, beautiful, winter, horrible, to when we moved to Florida when there are 2 seasons, hot and rainy and not quite as hot and no rain. Completely arid, dry, wonderful. So we're getting used to it. I wasn't expecting it to be so hot in June. I was expecting like upper 80s, beginning of the 90s, but holy moly, I went outside this morning at like 7:30 to go mow the lawn, and it was already in like the mid 80s. I walked out the door and I was instantly sweating and hot and gross and clammy. We'll get through it, but this is very intense so early in the season. We've still got the rest of this month, July, August, September, October, like November kinda. So we've got a few months, but it's almost the same exact thing as being in New England, where in October, November, it starts to get really cold and you just don't go outside as much, you know? You bundle everything up and the snow comes and you go outside for a few minutes and then you're cold, you're wet, your hair is all frozen, your nose is red, and then you go back inside and you sit in front of a fire and you have hot chocolate and you don't go outside. Like, that's just the plan. You don't go outside. We're supposed to get this month's electric bill today, and I've been watching as it gets warmer, it steadily increase. Very nervous about what it's gonna look like today. But I think the trade-off with that is, in Massachusetts we had gas and electric, which would cost, especially in the old house that we had, hundreds of dollars a month to heat that house in the winter. So I don't think the trade-off is gonna be all that insane and crazy. I think it'll be okay. So we're now 2 weeks into school vacation. It is approaching early afternoon and both of the kids are still sleeping. I'm not sure, I don't remember when I was a kid how long I slept, how much I slept. I feel like it was a lot, but I don't remember at the age of 7 and 10 how late I slept. I feel like during the summer I was really excited to get up and go outside and play though. It's only 2 weeks in, but we're gonna have to work on this where we get up earlier in the morning and do things. I wanna start getting the kids learning, reading, art, pictures. What do you guys do with kids in the summer? It's very different than how it used to be when we'd have somebody come watch the kids, because Amanda and I would both be at work. Amanda taught summer school and I work a full-time job. So it's very different to be like the dad working and trying to take care of the kids, to get up, make breakfast, clean, work. Stop working for a little bit, make lunch, clean, work, all while trying to get the kids to get off their phones. The phones are driving me crazy. I love that they have devices. It adds to their ability to create, and it gives them something to do when you're like, I'm bored. I get it. I used to be bored a lot as a kid too. I would always say, I'm bored. But when I was a kid and I said I'm bored, my mom would give me like chores to do. So I would try as often as I could not to say I'm bored, and more just disappear for a little while. Because that was better than doing chores. The other problem right now is going out and doing like theme parks is so crazy. We went to Epcot over the weekend and I forget what we did Saturday. I feel like it was a Disney thing. Or maybe we just sat around the house all day and did nothing. I can't remember which one. But being like in the parks all day long, wow, it is scorching. And then by the end of the day, you're all sweaty and wet and gross. And then you just want to go home and veg, do nothing, drink bourbon, because it's wonderful. So, I don't know, that's it. This was mostly just a, wow, summer's here, rant, hot weather. I don't have much else. Leave a comment. How are you? I hope you're great. See you next time.